The idea for the Ark was really given to me through a vision that happened when I very first came to Bimini and went out to the Atlantis vortex, which is an area about 40 miles out into the ocean from here where all the Earth's electromagnetic grid lines converge. And I was shown what had happened in a past life during Atlantis and what was happening as a parallel reality in this lifetime, and was given the vision that I was to sort of create a centre for healing and rejuvenation back on the island of Bimini that was formerly known as Atlantis, for a place for people to come and rejuvenate and to have time back in nature, eating good food, doing yoga, swimming with dolphins, all the things that had made a big difference in my life. The Ark has a very special situation here on Bimini because we're located on the bay side, but the whole island is just a few hundred feet wide. It's like one big sandbank, so the ocean is just a 5-minute walk away as well, and we're right by one of the best beaches on the island. So we get the sunrise over in the east here on the bay side, and then we get the sunset over on the beach on the west side. So we have the best of both worlds just within a couple of minutes. We often do sunrise meditations on the dock, which are really beautiful because if you're out there before the sun actually comes up, you start to see the change in colours on the water and the change in colour in the clouds and the sky gradually illuminating as the sun comes over the horizon. And it's just that sort of special time of the morning when everything feels really sacred. And then in the evening you've got the sunset down on the beach where, you know, it's just beautiful watching the sun sink slowly into the ocean and people coming back on their boats from the day out, and it's just a really special place. The colours here are incredible, the water's beautiful, the water's just striations of different blues and turquoises, and depending on the weather, you know, the landscape and the ocean changes colour all the time. So it's a very beautiful place to be, and you can't help but be absorbed by the blues here, the Bimini blue. Here at the Ark we offer a purely plant-based diet, healthy detox foods. Our theory is that prevention is better than cure and that everything can be healed through nutrition. I trained at Hippocrates Health Institute in South Florida as a health educator, which promotes a raw vegan lifestyle. Lots of juicing, and although our protocol here is not as strict as Hippocrates because we're not dealing with people generally who are sick, we're just dealing with people wanting to come and have a healthy detox type holiday. So our food is probably more gourmet than somewhere like Hippocrates, but we offer really delicious plant-based nutrition, lots of fresh fruits and vegetables. We use some nuts and seeds, sprouts, lots of juicing, smoothies, offering a healthy holiday for people to come on so that they go home feeling rejuvenated and refreshed, and maybe having lost some weight if they want to, or gained some weight if they needed to, or, you know, just putting them back into their optimal state. We have our own boat here at the Ark, and we head out to the dolphin grounds in the afternoons. When we find the dolphins, we wait and see what kind of behaviour they're exhibiting, whether they look like they're resting or feeding, or whether they look like they're playful and they want to hang out with us. If they look playful, we get kitted up in our snorkel gear and we get in the water and we snorkel and free dive with them. The more proficient swimmer you are, perhaps the more depth of experience you might have by being able to dive down with them, and they'll swim down with you and spiral back up. But even those that aren't so good at swimming, that stay on the surface and use a flotation system or a life vest or something, as long as they're able to have a snorkel in their mouth and a mask on, they'll be able to see the dolphins and get the feeling from them, and sometimes hear them underwater as well. My own personal experience, I've had several special experiences with them, but the one that comes most to mind is when I was seeking some kind of healing myself with the dolphins, and before I got in the water I was asking to be healed from some depression that I was going through many years ago, and a dolphin came swimming right up to me and pressed his rostrum, his nose, right against my third eye area and sonared right through me, and the sensation from that was so intense that I could feel the vibration for about 2 or 3 weeks afterwards. The feeling that everybody gets after swimming with wild dolphins is one of bliss. It brings out like a childlike awe in people, sometimes some tears of gratitude, and this particular experience was no exception, and that vibration that I felt from their sonar that went through me was so intense that it felt like every cell in my body had been spun with new energy, and it was, you know, really enlightening experience and proof to me of the dolphin's power to heal and to tune into what we need. A typical day at the Ark involves yoga at 8 o'clock in the morning, and it can be a mixture. I teach yoga, so it could be vinyasa flow, it could be just an intuitive flow. We also offer Kundalini yoga. It's really just, we go with the flow of whatever is wanted by the people that are here at the time, the level of their abilities and what sort of mood people are in with the yoga. Then at 9 o'clock we have breakfast. After breakfast there's time for a group session, so if a facilitator brings a group here, then they often hold their own sessions then, which can be anything from Reiki attunements to herbalism to more yoga instruction, free diving lessons, it could be anything. And we also offer food demos and educational talks on plant-based nutrition and healing through nutrition. Or it could just be some free time to go to the beach and have a swim or have a massage or just relax for a little while. Then we have lunch about 12:30, and at 1:30 we head out on the boat to look for the dolphins. And we spend about 3 or 4 hours out where the dolphins are, swimming with them, snorkeling with them, free diving. And then we come back, usually around sunset, and make dinner and have sharing circles, and sometimes there's some healing sessions after dinner. And then usually everybody's exhausted and it's time for bed.